After Waitrose round 1 was cancelled, round 2 at the JETSPRINT Bowl at Merry essentially became the true start to the season. Taking the win, their first in Stinger Boats Group A were Neil Marshall and Michelle Reid in Eagle Automotive. Round 3 saw the teams back at the Methanex Aquatrack. Taking the win under sunny skies was Hamilton's Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt in PSP Racing. Just past the halfway point of the series, and the title chase was really starting to hot up at Hastings. Making a bid for their first title, Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt going back-to-back in PSP. Shelterview Jetsprint track under lights was the venue for round 5, and this time it was the locals' chance to take the glory. Taking the win, the father and son combination of Ross and Shane Travers in Radioactive. So as we take a look at the season's points, there is just 6 points separating Ollie Silverton from Cy Gibbon at the top of the Stinger Group A standings. The final round of the Altherm Window Systems New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championships was held in the heart of the Southern Alps at the Oxbow Aquatrack in Wanaka. The 7-island rotation, based around a shingle-based river-fed course, was jet sprinting like it used to be, tight and tough, and caught a few early. For Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt, points leaders by 6, this was unknown territory.
Ollie, we're at the final round of the New Zealand Jet Sprint Championships and you're on the cusp of winning your first Group A title. How's that feel?
Oh yeah, it's hard to believe we're here. It's with effectively we're 1 round short of the 6-round championship, with Waitrose being a washout, but we've had two good victories and a solid second place at Wanganui. So yeah, we're pretty excited to be in the position, that's for sure. We know what we've got to do. We're nearly on top of this boat in terms of setup, so it's probably the first time that we've come to a race day and we know what we're going to start with, and hopefully we're not going to make too many changes throughout the day. So yeah, we're just focused on what we're doing, that's for sure. I mean, everything else is out of our hands, so we can only control what we can control. So we're here to win, and that's for sure. But we're taking small steps. We've got small little progress goals throughout the day, and once we tick them off, then we'll look to push a bit harder and start having some fun.
After their crash under lights at Wanganui, there'd been changes in Eagle Automotive. With Michelle out through injury, her daughter Tiffany would fill her shoes, but it hadn't started well.
Tiff, first time in the boat and you didn't even get to do a complete rotation.
I know, I gave him the instructions he wanted and he still couldn't make around the track.
I have to be honest, I'm struggling with the rotation, struggling with the water. Yeah, she's been a hard day so far.
Third place in points coming into Wanaka, 9 adrift, Stinger Group A World Champion Rick Burke and Alf Kill in Firewater.
Guys, third on the podium within the last round. Not that far out of second.
Yeah, not that far out of second, but it might be a bit far. Those other two in front of us are very good drivers, so we just want to complete today, make sure the boat fits the trailer at the end of it, and we'd be real happy to be on the podium. You can wreck a lot of gear somewhere like this, touching stones and go through your blades, but yeah, it's very cautious, but yeah, beautiful track, great scenery, and it's awesome to be here.
In what they consider a home race, it's still a 5-hour drive from Christchurch. Cy Gibbon and Paul Thompson, the Novus Autoglass team, was second.
Unfortunate for us, round 1. Being rained off, we ended up second, but the points got divvied up over the top 8 boats. So if that wasn't the case, we'd be leading the championships. But now we're 6 points behind Ollie, so he'd really have to blow out early in the next couple of rounds for us to win the championships. But that's all good. We're happy where we are.
So we've found our top 8 here at Wanaka, and it is Ross and Shane Travers on top from Cy Gibbon and Paul Thompson. Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt, the champions-elect, are 4th quickest. A huge crowd had packed every vantage point at the Oxbow Aquatrack to watch all the action, and there was plenty. Harry Whelans and Jason Conroy had been improving all season, would easily again make the top 8. Their 58.834, sadly not enough to go to the 5. Sean and Faye Rice were back, but they didn't transfer to the 5 either. Bevan and Kathy Muir, Teng Tools Racing, another victim of the islands and the hidden shelves here in the south. Neil Marshall had won round 2 to take an early lead in the series, but now stood 4th equal with Ross Travers, with 57.283 here, his best so far. Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt, the champions-elect, were through to the 5 with this top 8 run of a 57.804. And in doing so would clinch the title. Rick Burke and Alf Kill kept their podium hopes alive with this 57.444 in Firewater. Cy Gibbon and Paul Thompson and Novus Autoglass had their secret weapon with them in Wanaka, Rodney Paliho, the 4-time New Zealand Superboat champion, guiding them all the way. Ross and Shane Travers were again the quickest in the 8. Their 56.601 easily saw them start as one of the favourites for the semis and the finals. So once again, Ross and Shane Travis on top as we cut them from 8 to just 5. The ex-Group B champion really showing his stuff here in the Deep South. If things had been tight in Group A, it was ballistic in Group B. 1 point separating first from second. Tim and Blair Edhouse claimed Mary Mary's round 2 win. Clayton and Mandy Tisdall got up at the Methanex Aquatrex round 3. And it took 4 rounds, but the defending champions Paddy and Jay Hayden took Hastings round 4 and under lights at Wanganui in round 5 as well. So that brings us where we are today. There is 1 point separating Get Insider and Schizo for the top step in Group B.
Paddy, you've been in this situation before, but one single solitary point between yourself and Clayton and Mandy.
Yep, that's right. One it is. One's better than none. And being in front is being in front. But yep, it's going to come down to the wire today. It's pretty exciting.
It's going to be funny because if Paddy gets second, then we're completely even the whole way through. And we've read and studied the rule book and we don't know what's in there when it happens. But I figure he's had NZ1, I haven't, so I want it.
The fresh mountain-fed water and the shingle bottom certainly took its toll at the Oxbow Aquatrack. First, Jason Reed and Andrew Wells in Naki Boys. And then Buttercup, Jason's brother Daniel, and navigator Ben Sol. But this, the most spectacular exit of all.
That is absolute.
So we're coming up to the final round of the Altherm Window Systems New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championships for Group B. This is the showdown in Group B. It is Mandy and Clayton Tisdall versus Paddy and Jay Hayden versus Tim and Blair Edhouse. First to go, it is Tim and Blair Edhouse. The boat is Liquid Addiction. This guy's out of New Plymouth. Tim is a mechanic. Blair is a student at New Plymouth Boys High School. Got their first win at Mary Mary in round 2, but have playing catch up since then a little bit. Best time so far in qualifying was a 61.512. They improved in that in the 8 with a 61.138, and they went even better in the 5 with a 61.046. Let's see what the split time is. It's a 25.122 for Tim and Blair Edhouse. It's a Stinger hull with the new generation L98 Chev 6-litre engine, runs around about 500 horsepower. Good enough. The thing at the Oxbow Aquatrack is we are using 2 different split times, not so much in Group B, but you'll certainly see that in Group A and also in the superboats. Down towards the finish line now, looking for an improvement on the 61.046 as they work their way into the final corner and under the finish beams with a 59.773. So that's the best run of the day for Tim and Blair Edhouse. Now what can the defending champions do about it? Patrick and Jay Hayden. Jay is a registered nurse, Patrick's self-employed. As I mentioned, they are the defending champions. They come to Wanaka hot from winning the previous 2 rounds. They won in Hastings, the pristine conditions of Hastings, and they won in the darkness of Wanganui. It's a Stinger hull with an HRE Chevy 406 small block in the back of it. Configured, of course, to the Group B rules, which are slightly stricter than what we see in Group A. 23.522 at the split for Paddy and Jay. The sponsors are BD's Tinting and Graphics, Otrahonga Auto Electrics and Colour FX Spray Painting. 36.347, that's the second split just before they turn at the bottom end of the track. You see the big crowd getting excited about this. They know there's a title on the line. Down towards the finish line now. Time to beat the 59.773 of Tim Edhouse. Are they going to be able to do that? They round up in front of the big crowd and head up into this left-hander. 1 corner to come and then they'll cross the finish beam and it's a 58.611. 58.611, better than the 59.773 of Tim Edhouse. So for the moment, it is Paddy and Jay Hayden on top with the boys and girls, Mandy and Clayton Tisdall, to go and get inside. You're on board here with Mandy and Clayton. Not only have they been working hard all season in Group B, that's why we've got such a tight contest, but they've also been working hard at the Oxbow Aquatrack because they've been building the rotation, adding the extra island. Spend lots and lots of time here in Wanaka, do the couple from Tapanui. 23.611, so slightly down on the time of Paddy and Jay Hayden. So we're going to see a grandstand finish, or are we here in Group B? Second split, 35.850, pace of 36.347. They picked up a little bit of ground in the middle part of the section as they work their way down to the finish line. Got to beat a 58.611 two have a chance at the title. Are they going to be able to do it? 2 corners still to go. 58.611 for Paddy and Jay Hayden. You're on board here with Clayton and Mandy Tisdall. Down to the finish line, it's a 58.440. They win on their home track at Wanaka and they tie up the Group B championship. Unbelievable stuff here at Wanaka. A tie at the top in Group B. Paddy and Jay Hayden first to congratulate the Tisdalls, Mandy and Clayton. Hugs all around, but we've got a dilemma to sort out now.
By my bush mathematics, Clayton and Mandy have won the round. You guys are second. That means we've got a tie in the championship.
Yep, that's dead right. We all knew it.
And we're no good at sharing.
And we recognised that at the beginning of the day we're not too good at sharing, so it's a bit unfortunate, I suppose. It's been fantastic racing these guys. They've taken the time to put this whole thing packaged together, promote this track, and they're always up in the north, smiles on their face. It's been great racing with them.
Yeah, it's all paid off, eh? Awesome. Let's go ahead on here.
So have a look at it in black and white. It is Clayton and Mandy Tisdall that draw the last blood here in Group B in the 6th and final round at the Altherm Window Systems New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championships. But it's a tie at the top. It's the defending champions Patrick Hayden and Jay Hayden, and Clayton and Mandy Tisdall together on 172 points, and no matter how we did the countbacks, we couldn't separate them. So we're into the top 5 here at Wanaka for the Stinger Boats Group A, and once again it is Ross and Shane Travers on top. Neil Marshall is second, Cy Gibbon third, then it's Rick Burke and Ollie and Jess Sitt. Ollie Silverstone and Jess Sitt. They'll be the first to go. Now all they've had to do is make the top 5. They've clinched their national title. I wonder now if they cast off the shackles and really go for the doctor, because they have been fast. They've been enough to make every cut so far, but they haven't been their most spectacular self like we've seen in the previous rounds. I think we're in for a bit of a treat this time round. 2 split times, I should say, to decide the overall times here at Wanaka. 22.774 at the first split period. Ollie Silverton been around for quite a while. He was third in the 2014 Group B Championships. He was second in the 2015. 34.357 at the second split. Keep those times in mind, folks. We start with a clean sheet, but it's a good indication. Heading down towards the finish line now. Best time for them so far was in the top 8. That was a 57.804. We saw 34.357 at the second, or the intermediary split. What are we going to see at the top of the course? 56.039, so they set the benchmark here in Stinger Boats Group A. Next to go, it will be the current Group A champions, world champions we're talking about, 3NZ. This is Rick Burke and Alf Kill out of Hamilton. It's a sprint tech. 222 or 3NZ is Firewater. Best time for them is a 57.444. Having a look for the first split. Ollie and Jess was a 22.774. What can Rick do? 22.601, so he's slightly up on the time of Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt and PSP Racing. Boat looks tidy. They like it here at Wanaka. They've gone well before. 34.388. They're slightly down at the intermediary split, so it's going to be nip and tuck as they work their way up into the finish line now. Best time for them was a 57.44. Ollie's just laid down a 56.039. What are we going to see here? A short straight and one left-hand turn to come, and then they'll face up for the run to home. This is Rick Burke and Alf Kill out of Hamilton. It is Firewater, and it's a 56.428. It's not good enough. Cy Gibbon, Paul Thompson, next to go in the Jetsprint Chevy Novus Auto Glass. Second on points, 6 back from Silverton going into today's racing here at Wanaka. Rick Burke was a further 3 back in third. Mentioned before, they've got their secret weapon. Rodney Poyo, 4-time New Zealand Superboat champion, has been advising them on the river courses. Simple fact is, you've got a boat down the middle of the lane, if you like. You can't afford to get out onto the edges because that's where the shelves are and that's where the rocks are as well. 22.761 the first split. Let's see what the second one is. 34.921. Time to beat the 56.039 of Ollie Silverton. Remember, Silverton and Jess Sitt has already wrapped up the Stinger Boats Group A Championship. So this one all about pride. Heading down towards the line now. Novus Auto Glass is the boat. Cy Gibbon and Paul Thompson. Down to one corner to go, and then they'll cut the beam here, and the big crowd's time to get excited. It's a 56, it's a 56.985. Silverton stays on top for the moment. This is Neil Marshall and stand-in navigator Tiffany Reid. Now, Michelle, Tiffany's mum, sustained a little bit of a head knock at Wanganui, and we wish her all the very best. And that's why Tiffany, her young daughter, is sitting in the navigator's seat. Neil was the leader on points after the second round when he won at Mary, took his first Group A win there. Let's see what he can do here. Eagle Automotive, Willie Roach and the team at Eagle Automotive, big supporters of Neil Marshall, 22.661 at the first split. So that is slightly up on what we saw from Cy Gibbon and Paul Thompson. You're right with them here as they work through this river-fed shingle-based course. It's jet sprinting as it used to be, but with a bit of a futuristic touch. I can tell you the best time for Neil Marshall was a 57.283. Is he going to be able to get into the 56s here? A couple of corners still to come as he rockets down in front of the administrators and the timing people here at Oxbow, the Oxbow Aquatrack, the final round of the 6-round championship, and it's gone wrong. It's gone wrong for Neil Marshall, not what he was looking for at all. So he comes out of the equation with the fastest boat on the water here today. Next to go, this is Ross and Shane Travers. Ross was the 2015 Group B champion, along with son Shane doing the navigational duty. It's a Stinger hull with a Chev engine. Radioactive is the boat's name. They were first under lights at Wanganui. Let's see what they can do here. Hebner Motorsport, Steve-O's Distributors and Fordell Garage are the sponsor. You ride here with the father and son combination. Flirted with the Group A title last year at the Worlds in 2016. Put up a fantastic performance too. 34.882 at the split. Now the time to beat is Ollie Silverton's 56.039. Now are Ross and Shane Travers going to get close to that, working their way down past the big crowd here at Wanaka. They are packed to the gunners here. They love their jet sprinting in the deep south. We're here in the Southern Alps. What a fantastic backdrop. What a brilliant course. What a great day. 56.459. So Ollie Silverton stays on top for the moment as we cut him from 5, and then there'll just be 3. So it's Ollie Silverton and Jess Sid, Ross Travers and Rick Burke will be our final 3. So once again, we start with a clean slate. The times previous mean nothing. First to go, it is Rick Burke and Elf Kill. Out of Hamilton, Firewater is the boat. Best time in the 5 was a 56.428. What can they do here? Oh, they can't do much because they've gone wrong and they've just about put it into the fence on the far side of the course. I wonder what happened there to Rick Burke and Elf Kill. Here it is on the replay. They just seem like they've missed the corner completely and gone straight up onto the grass. And as I said, very close to the fence.
We got a bit of water on the windscreen and on the old visors there, and just couldn't see where we were heading to on that one.
Well, you see from the replay, once they're on the grass, they're just a passenger. Not the way you want to go out in the final round for Rick Burke and Elf Kill. This is Ollie Silverton and Jess Sid. They are the champions elect. They had a 56.039 in the 5. Suntough and Clearview. PSP Racing is the boat. It's a Sprint Tech hull. Magnum Automotive, Chevy, John Mincham and the team have really worked wonders on this engine over the season, and it's paid dividends for these guys, because no matter what happens from here on in, they're going to carry the number 1 plate for the 2018 season. But are they going to take the day? 22.643 at the split, and that's faster than they did in the 5, so they're on target maybe for a low 56 here. You're back on board with them already. Sunstrike starting to become a little bit of a problem. You saw that from the onboard shot. 33.985 at the intermediary split, and that is up on what they did last time. This is going to be a storming run for Ollie Silverton and Jess Sid. They're going to go out with one heck of a bang here at Wanaka. They've won the championship now. Can they win the day? Down towards the last straight, into the left-hander they go now. 55.801, first into the 55s, and that is going to take some beating. Ollie Silverton and Jess Sid proving that the number 1 was no fluke, with Ross and Shane Travers still to go. These guys have been the pacemakers right throughout the day. Have Ross and Shane Travers. Let's have a look at the split times. Ross did a 56.459 in the 5. Time time doesn't mean anything now, but it's a little bit of a guide. Remember, the first split time we got for Ollie and Jess was a 22.643. What can Ross and Shane Travers do about it? It is a 22.569. So they're up. They're up. Are we going to see a little bit of an upset here? Is it going to be the champion, or is it going to be the father and son combination, the 2015 champion in Group B? And that is Ross Travers, 33.952. They're slightly up at the intermediary split as well. They got to beat a 55.801. Ollie Silverton really rattled it home. What can Ross Travers do? You see the navigational gesticulations coming from Shane, his son, the apprentice engineer, but it's the motor mechanic from Wanganui ringing the neck on the small block down to the finish line. 56.043. They don't do it, and Ollie Silverton and Jetsprint carry the day here at Wanaka. So they are the Stinger Boats Group A champions for 2017.
That was our goal, to make the 5, and once we made the 5, we were here to win. So yeah, it made for a really good day and definitely makes the trip worthwhile coming down here.
I think we just yelled a lot more this season, so yeah, teamwork.
So congratulations all round to PSP Racing. They win the day here and they win the war as well, because they are the new national champions. Overall, the situation is Ollie Silverton picks up the 30 maximum points from Ross and Shane Travers in second, and Rick Burke and Alf Kill in third place. For the championship, though, Ollie Silverton and Jeff sit on top, from Cy Gibbon and Paul Thompson in second. It's been a fantastic season for Stinger Boats Group A and for Ollie Silverton and Jeff Sit. They get all the chocolates here at Wanaka.